Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use, like an answer to the question, Chris, did you get your hair cut? No, I need to. It's kind of getting a little, I'd say poofy, but in Australia that means something else. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Something else is different. Did you shower?
Yes.
Okay, that's not it.
Did you?
Yes, I definitely did. And I shaved. No, that's not it either.
Rude.
I was talking to Wicket. But I appreciate you answering. It was, what could it be? Oh, yeah! An answer to the question is there something different behind me? There is. This is, I think, pretty much the first official YouTube video where this new screen or monitor is appearing. Pretty much from the very beginning of this YouTube channel, at least as far as I can remember, in this room specifically, this is really the first time that I've had a different screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big change. I don't have two, just one. Ultra wide screen now, right back there. That's one screen. One contiguous piece of pixelation beauty, but it's not, it doesn't look pixelated, right? It's like 3,440 pixels by 3,440 pixels by 1,440 pixels at 60 hertz. You know what hurts? Lifting up those other monitors. Two 30-inch monitors were sitting on this desk before then, and now they're not. This is honestly, I posted a picture of this view earlier throughout social. Such a stream of questions came flooding in. People wondering what was going on. It's like I turned their lives upside down. Because, you know, honestly, I mean, who am I without two screens behind me? Mm-hmm. Do you feel me? Can you even recognize me now? No. Do I look different?
Yeah.
With a 30, I'm sorry, what is it? I gotta look at the guy. See, you know me, I don't really pay attention to specs, because you can read specs on a sheet. I'm all about the experience. And the experience so far, I'd say, has been good. LG sent this to me to review. And, oh, hang on. Screen size, 87 centimeters with stand. That's a lot of centimeters. I don't know metric system very well. Suffice it to say, I received this screen, and I talked about it in the Pirillo vlog a while ago, and I know not many of the geeks in my community watch the Pirillo vlog, which is kind of sad. You should, because geeky things get snuck in there all the time. And I wasn't sure how I was going to get it to work, because on the box it said it was only compatible with the new Mac Pro. Well, I don't know how it's just compatible with the new Mac Pro, but I was able to get it to work. Where are you going, baby?
Yeah, my shoes. My feet are cold.
Yeah, you remind me of that. Your cold feet and how that plays into this monitor.
Oh.
There's a connection. Well, not to this monitor specifically, but remind me to talk about Diana's cold feet. Believe me, it's geeky. You're going to love it. So I'm not saying her feet are geeky in general. I'm just saying there's a reason she had to go into the other room to put shoes on for her feet to come back in. So, I was going by the box. The box says you can't use it with the new Mac Pro. I'm like, oh crap, what am I going to do? I'm like, well, it looks great. It looks awesome. It's spec to the gills. It's the, sorry, probably should have mentioned the model number. It's the UM95, more specifically the 3.4 UM95. So it's 34 inches. So I was looking at it, I'm like, this is perfect. This is great it would be perfect for video editing. So there have been some comments, and they're completely misguided. Like, people are complaining that you can't use ice cream to skateboard. Ice cream's not optimized for skateboarding. I don't know if you ever tried skateboarding with ice cream?
It's awesome.
Well, Diana loves ice cream, so she was probably the wrong person to ask.
You get hot, cool off with some ice cream.
Okay, I should have gone a different direction with my analogy. I should have known better when I brought up food. And ice cream, specifically with Diana in the room. So what I'm saying is that, you know, this is not a screen that is going to be perfect for every situation. But for people who work on video editing, it's perfect. Because you deal with horizontal timelines. And instead of having to scroll back and forth all the time, with a wider screen like this, it is optimized for people who do a lot of video editing. And as much as I hate editing video. Why do you think I do so much live video on YouTube? I hate editing video, and yet I do it every day. It's amazing. I do things I hate every day just to bring you the Pirillo vlog, which you may be ignoring, but not a lot of people. Not a lot of people ignore it. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm just saying I take the time every day to create something that I think is worth watching. So it's optimized, not necessarily for viewing video, although you can view video on it. It's running at 60 hertz. Seems to be working well enough so far, but it's optimized for editing scenarios, so that instead of having to use 2 screens, you just need 1 screen. And so I had 2 30-inch monitors, 2560 by 1600, side by side, and what I realized, and I realized this before, but I hadn't necessarily made the leap to another monitor. I took the opportunity with this LG UM95 to look into possibly dropping 2 monitors and just having 1. Well, the next logical upgrade would likely be a 4K display, but I don't have a system that's necessarily going to be capable of handling 4K. So that I'm pretty sure. So I had Jerry come over, Jerry, Barnacules Nerdgasm, and remind me if I forget, I've got another reference point for Jerry too. He came over, he brought his, I thought was going to be a traditional PC, because it said, you know, it would be compatible with this video card, this video card, this video card. I'm like, cool, all right, well, maybe Jerry's machine would work, because I didn't have a PC that was spec'd out to the specifications to what LG was saying in the documentation. So, brought it over, and he put down his MacBook Pro, and I'm like, I have a MacBook Pro. I have a Retina display MacBook Pro with HDMI out, with an HDMI in, in on the monitor as well. So, Jerry and I kind of went back and forth, and he was remarking, he's like, dang, that is a wide monitor. That looks amazing, because we were standing here. It was connected to the MacBook Pro that's currently streaming live video out to YouTube. That's what this camera is connected to by way of FireWire through a Thunderbolt converter or connector. So I said, well, should we try it? Should I try HDMI out from the MacBook to see if it'll power the display? And plugged it in, and it worked. I was able to do a monitor extension from my MacBook Pro Retina display to this UM95. And I was like, wow, okay, it worked. I was happy about that. I'm like, oh my God, this is cool. So I took a picture of it with Final Cut Pro 10 on the screen, and I posted it, and people were like, wow, oh my God, and they want to know more about this screen. So I was like, all right. So I figured, all right, let's see if I can get it to work with my classic Mac Pro, 6 years old, older than Diana. No, I'm just kidding. Diana's 900. We all know that. It's no secret. Just saying. Diana is older than me, like by a factor of I'm done having this conversation right now. It's a little uncomfortable. Lucky for me, I'm not getting the icy stare. She's giggling, so I'm still in a good territory right now. I may mess that up in another minute. So I went online and I looked for a mini display port to just the regular display port of that particular cable. Ordered it, and I was waiting. I was like, you know, I wonder if I can find a stopgap. I wonder if something else will work. So I had the DisplayPort cable that came with this system, and I knew that my Mac Pro, I had upgraded the video card. The one that it shipped with was an Nvidia something or other. It had 2 dual-link DVI ports. That's what the 2 30-inch screens were powered by, dual-link DVIs. So, or cables, that is. So, I ended up, I'm just telling you my story here, my experience with the screen, right? Everyone, I mean, what else am I going to talk about? The news? Okay, so I will get to that, don't worry. But I figured I'd regale you with the experience that I had. So, I thought, all right, so I've got a newer video card, an ATI 5750, I have 5150, was that it? 51. I have the Van Halen ATI 5150. There's a 5. It begins with a 5, and there are 3 digits that follow it. You know me in the maths. I don't get along with the maths. So, I knew I had the display port, the mini display port on the video card. Actually, 2 mini display ports. So I said, all right, I'm not going to wait for the cable. I'm really kind of anxious. I want to try this. I want to see if it's going to work. So I went around town, and this is going to be vlogged in the Pirillo vlog today, somewhat, and I found this. I ended up getting it. This is the product, and I don't know if this is a part or pseudo review. I'll have to put a link to where you can get this in the video description if I can find a place to get it online. It is basically the ultimate converter, mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort HDMI DVI adapter. And I was a little concerned because on here it suggested that the DisplayPort resolution would top out at 1920 by 1080. No, my bad. That's if it was using, yeah, 2560 by 1600 would be the DisplayPort max resolution. But this worked fine. It worked fine. I'm running at the full resolution at 60 hertz through this particular converter box of sorts. It's very clean. It's very efficient, and it works. And the nice thing is it's bonus. So I'll hold on to that, indefinitely because you never know when you're going to need to convert one thing to HDMI or DisplayPort or mini DisplayPort to HDMI. Blah, blah, convert. So I brought it home. I was kind of excited. I'm like, okay, is this going to work? Is this going to work? Is this going to work? So I didn't take anything down. I just unplugged things, plugged it, because I didn't want to move the screens other screens until I knew this was going to work. Oh yes, by the way, we're powered by 925 patrons today. Well on our way. Did I promise? You guys have to call me. Someone asked, said yesterday that I promised that I would announce the baby's name to patrons only when we reach 900. If that's what I promised, that's what I will do. But
How are you gonna know?
How am I gonna know what?
That you promised that.
Someone will have to point out where I promised it. Because otherwise, yeah, you said that. The sex of the baby will not be revealed to patrons until we reach 1,000, which at this clip, maybe any minute.
I'd rather say the sex than the name.
Really?
I mean, they're both not certain.
Yeah, we decided that we even shook on it last night. What? Dude, I said I wanted we decided on the first name, and you said, okay, but I want this as the middle name. And so we decided, we shook on it.
We did?
Dude, oh my God, you were totally blanking out. Dude, we were downstairs at the kitchen table.
I don't remember shaking.
We absolutely shook. I've no takesy backsies.
Or signing anything.
There was no signage. What are you gonna sign? Anyway, so back to the screen and the story of the screen. So I pressed, I was like, okay, where the hell's the power button? Well, it's got a little control mechanism, a little joystick underneath the screen. It's a little clunky to use. I wish I could, have a better on display experience. I was used to configuring nothing, but right out of the box, I would say that it did a lot of calibration on its own. OS X automatically recognized the screen and basically displayed the colors as vibrant as anything. I could tweak just about everything with the screen, including refresh rate, what is it? Not refresh rate, sorry. Response time. Response time? There's a response time mode. I don't want to mess with it right now because I'm still getting through the settings. But there's a response time, like high, middle, low, or off. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't I want it? I just turned it off because I don't know if high, I'm going in between high and off to see which is working better. And honestly, my eyes cannot see the difference. So, anyway, it worked. I'm like, dang, dude, the Mac detected it. Everything seemed fine. Everything seemed normal. The only thing that was off was the font anti-aliasing. And I just made I cleared a setting that I had in OS X, toggled the sharpness level on the screen from the middle ground 5 to a 4. That helped a great deal for me. And for the most part, I've been staring at it most of the morning. And my experience, is as I expected it to be. I'm going from 2 screens to 1. But it's wider rather than taller. And the only thing I really used that second screen for otherwise was typically my messaging app. So I really only moved that messaging app to this corner. I'm stacking windows in a different way, and I'm kind of getting used to it. I'm not a huge fan of window overlap if I can at all help it. But for now, it's working well enough. I wouldn't consider floating back to the other 30-inch monitors. So that leads you potentially to the question, what are you going to do with your 2 30-inch monitors? Oh, by the way, I'm already halfway through the broadcast. So I've worked out a deal that'll keep the Empire out of here forever. No, I posted it to the Seattle YouTubers group, and Jerry Barnacle Nerdgasm is basically offering to take them off my hands, so you will see Chris Pirillo's dual 30-inch screens in Jerry Barnacle's Nerdgasm Berg's man cave, nerd cave, he's tech. So Jerry's going to be taking them from me, and I was happy to accommodate because I didn't know how I was going to, get rid of them otherwise because I have no need for them. So One of the things I've complained about over and over again, specifically with this office, is that it's always so hot. That's the biggest difference I've seen in moving from two 30-inch screens that are 6, 7 years old to this one. Diana had to put on socks because it's now finally at an okay temperature in this room. So I think I'm saving a massive amount of energy. I'm optimizing desk space. It looks nicer. It looks cleaner. It's more energy efficient. And again, I'm going to be happy to use it for the foreseeable future. Thanks again to LG, not short for LockerGnome, by the way. LG, and that's one of the reasons why it's like this got a little happy face, happy face LG. Actually, is that a happy face? I can see an eye and a nose and a mouth, or maybe that's what I want to see. I don't know. But either way, I think it looks fantastic there. It looks smaller in real life, I think, compared to those two 30-inch monitors, because I did lose desk space, but I'm fine with that. This is far cleaner, far more efficient. What do you think, hon?
I love it.
I think they brought some sexy to my workshop. So this is what you're going to see for the foreseeable future. It is not connected to a new Mac Pro. I do not have a sponsor for that yet. My experience with this screen has been great so far. Optimized for editing, optimized for multitasking. You saw the picture, maybe you didn't. I posted a picture of TweetDeck up on the screen. This is there. Oh, I have it up. Look at that. That's what TweetDeck looks on the screen. It looks amazing, unless you can't see it on that screen. God dang it! Anyway, turn down the brightness of the phone. Look at TweetDeck on the screen. It is the perfect screen for TweetDeck. Oh, seriously, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Clean. So there you go. There's the story of there's the story of the UM95. Remember when Chris Pirillo had two 30-inch monitors on his desk? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Wait, was it Pepperidge Farm or Farms? Can I try it again? Remember when Chris Pirillo had two 30-inch monitors on his desk? Pepperidge Farm remembers. All right, let's go ahead and give these patrons credit. By the way, we just processed the new month, so all patrons at this level are higher. I haven't processed. That happens after the 5th. So if you do not see your name displayed in this particular roundup broadcast thing, what I'm showing you right now, that may very well change. Although I'm noticing, I may have to. Give me a second. How's that? Is that a little better? Does that help somewhat? I may have to go in and tweak the fonts on the actual on the template when I go and edit it to optimize it specifically for displaying in this video. This is one thing you may notice, like there are quote-unquote black bars on the side. I don't think that's avoidable, really. I mean, because this particular presentation was optimized for a 4:3 aspect ratio, not necessarily widescreen, not necessarily in this aspect ratio. And that's one thing that some people were saying, well, what videos look horrible in playback. Well, no, they look fine. You're going to get black bars because the aspect ratio is different. If you don't like that, you can stretch it, a different way, and that's still not going to look good. So everything to this point on this screen has been everything that I would have hoped it would be, and so I'm very, very grateful again to LG. Now I've got a blog post in the video description. You can read about it if you want, reading more about this particular monitor and my experience with it. So it's kind of like a blog post for those who still read. I realize it's TLDR and everything, but let's see here. We've got some people who've tuned in for this live broadcast. Randy Pinner says movies must look really nice too. They do, so far. Like I said, I'm still kind of tripping my way through the settings, and I don't know if I could make things a bit more optimized. Scrolling seems smooth, and, the system's reporting it at 60 hertz, but I don't know what I might need to tweak, because I was watching a 60 frames per second video, and it was smooth, but I can see that it was dropping frames, and I don't know if that's my system, or if that's a setting that's specifically connected to the software on the monitor. So I'm still kind of tweaking and looking through things. The 60 frame per second video that I watched, OMG, oh my god. No, seriously, oh my god. Did you guys see the OMG that John Prosser did for this channel? Hilarious. How to win at Facebook. My god, hun, she hasn't seen it yet, but we're gonna watch it. You were gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh your tummy off. I didn't think it was that funny, but I'm glad you giggled. I thought it was funny. So it was really nice. Front Page Tech, John Prosser. He says, I'm going to fly to Seattle just to edit on that thing. Oh, get in line. because there are a lot of people that I seriously, I posted it to social this morning, and people went ape. They're like, oh my god, you need 2. No, dude, I'm fine with 1. That's the thing is, I'm happy with optimizing this space for just 1 screen. Having lived with 2 screens before, and knowing how I've used 2 screens, I'd be much happier with 1 single high-resolution screen than 2 large screens. It's my personal what I would find I would need, and I'm very much looking forward to a new Mac Pro at some point, in a 4K display. Be cool. It's not gonna happen yet. Like I said, I'm still kind of audio still clipping. Dude, I do not know what's going on with audio clipping. It's YouTube Live, and I've changed everything that I possibly could. Let me see. I'm going to try shutting down one other thing, but I've cleared, I've optimized, I've done everything I possibly can. I don't think this is it, but just in case, I'm doing this. Shutting down a computer, basically, that I don't think it's siphoning bandwidth. But you let me know if audio is still clipping here towards the end of the video. I don't know what else I can tweak. I can tell you that screensaver looks beautiful. Could be a little higher resolution, but I'm not a registered user of Electric Sheep. I should register for that, but that's the screensaver. It's nice. Couldn't you just stare at that for the rest of the video? Don't. I'd rather you stare at me. Listen to me. So yeah. That's my review in a nutshell, my experience, and you will see it pretty much for the foreseeable future until I decide that I want to have a smaller screen. No, who's good? Who wants that? Whoever says, my screen's too big, get out. You can stay. So. Another thing I wanted to make sure you guys saw was my 2 eBay videos. One was posted the other day. I'm still giving away these eBay gift cards to one of you if you participate and qualify. It's really easy to do. Just watch those eBay videos. I love Star Wars and I love the 80s in this YouTube channel as well. So there's something else. Oh yes, I'm setting this idea out to a few tech YouTubers. If you are I don't want to say a larger tech YouTuber, but let's say you've got a community of like 10,000 or more, and you do tech or geeky videos on YouTube, not just tech, geeky videos on YouTube. If you do, drop me a line, because I have something for you, or if you know any big tech geeky YouTubers that I hadn't thought of, just make the recommendation, because I've been throwing an idea out there, and I want to get their feedback, because I'm thinking about doing something. I've already referenced it in the Pirillo vlog. People don't realize, they think that the vlog is all about food. And dogs and me drinking coffee, but it's not. It's also about, well, okay, this is in TLDR. I didn't vlog this. Look at this. It's a Darth Vader drinky cup thing. Huh? You like that? Well, I do. That's why I got it today. There's a product view right there. Look, it's a red lid at the top. What? What are you saying? Oh, you wish it wasn't so curvy in the middle? Fine. I got you covered there, too. With this. Water tastes Sithier in this Darth Vader tumbler. That was scientifically proven. Sithier. Darth Vader tumbler. I got Diana a Yoda mug that doesn't sweat. Because trust me, that's what I smelled earlier. No, I'm kidding. Yoda. Sorry, baby. I love you.
That'll be in the vlog.
What?
You gotta show that.
Oh, these will be in the vlog? Terrell Baker?
Yeah.
Yes, you guys, here's the thing, you guys participate, you guys are patrons, you support me, I get to know you, I get to know your names, I get to know you people. So, we inspired Terrell Baker to paint himself up like the Joker. This is going to be I'm going to be looking like the Joker. That's the next face painting thing that Laura and I are going to collaborate on. So, Terrell, I'm glad you jumped in first. Thank you, Terrell. Isn't that awesome? It's cool to be able to inspire people to paint their faces like that. What do we have here? Rory Angot sent this picture of Heisenborg, Sweden. That's what Heisenborg looks like. Not to be confused with Heisenberg. Jesse Heisenberg. What was I thinking? Heisenberg? Hoisenberry? Either way, it's a beautiful landscape where you live. That is amazing. Very clean. Ooh, I love this shot from Venezuela. Josu Sustasha. from Venezuela. We get postcards from all around the world. You vlogged these already? You said?
I just showed Terrell's off.
Oh, okay. So we'll show the other two
Yeah.
after this broadcast. Okay, we can do that. All right. So now that we've talked about, I got boxes. What did I get in the boxes?
I don't know. Did you order anything?
Oh, the salt.
Oh.
We ordered new salt.
What about the other one? Should we open it?
I don't know what it is. Maybe kind of dangerous. Size 1. I didn't order anything that required sizes, that's for sure. Roundup of news. God, thank God today was a slow news day. Although I don't think anybody's going to be complaining. Chris, you talked too much about the hardware. No, I didn't. Major 3D printed organ breakthrough. Yesterday, vascular networks have been achieved. So the complexity of our organs has stymied scientists for quite some time. But now the idea of organ replacement through 3D printing and stem cells and using your DNA and everything, it's becoming a reality. I mean, the idea that people could die because they didn't get an organ replacement in time is going to become a thing of the past well within 10 years. Astounding. This is technology like that, to me, is just, it's everything right there in a nutshell. Shutter is a free app for iOS right now that allows you to take photos and send them to the cloud for free. It's not perfect, but imagine that. You don't have to take up storage on your device. You just take a picture. It's Shutter, the app, pushes that to the cloud. So you don't have to worry about getting a device with a lot of space on it. You can just take your pictures and push them to the cloud. Shutter, free app right now. Nvidia has a Shield tablet. You might remember the Shield, the gaming machine, which I don't think did that well. I never had one, though, so I don't know. A Shield tablet idea has surfaced in FCC documents, making it more than just a rumor. The Chumby. You guys remember the Chumby? It's like one of the first gadgets I ever featured on my YouTube channel. There's a little piece of junk thing with a resistive screen that you put on your desk that had little widgets that you can install remotely and be alarm clock or video viewer or play little games. It was before the smartphone revolution. It was before the iPhone was even out. And it was different. It was fun. It was unique. And we did things with it and chat and everything. Well, apparently, I didn't realize they went out of business. Didn't surprise me. It's a device that's kind of outlived its usefulness. But apparently, Chumby is making a comeback, relaunching with 1,000 apps. And I still have the Chumby. It's one of the devices that I kept. Just, it's like one of those things, little Chumby, little beanbag thing. I may not use it. Because I realize, you know what? I'm never going to use this again. It's worthless. But, that's the thing. Technology evolves, and we constantly get new things. And things get better and faster and more awesome. And the Chumby was one of those things that, it kind of outlived its usefulness. New data suggests that consumers are using around 24 apps per month. Despite having hundreds installed on your phone or your tablet, you may be only using 24 apps on a monthly basis, average. I use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tweetbot, Safari, Mail, and of course the equivalents on Android. I am boring when it comes to apps anymore. I really am. I'm not that exciting. Games, every once in a while I'll pick up a game, but that's more of a casual thing. So yeah, this is a study from Nielsen. U.S. iPhone and Android users over 18 have been increasing the time they spend in mobile apps, up 65% just over 2 years ago. The app revolution is here. Samsung is set to end, speaking of screens and everything, Samsung is set to end plasma TV production this year. Samsung's getting out of the plasma TV game. Done. You know why? I don't. I really don't. I walked in. This was in the vlog. Oh, I should save it for the vlog. It was. I saw a TV and I was blown away when I was looking for the cable converter thing this morning. I was like, whoa. Airline passengers prefer sleep over gadget use. See, I prefer the opposite. I can't sleep when I'm on a plane. Where are you going, hon?
My back hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry. So our airline passengers, it's been found they enjoy sleep more than playing around with gadgets. And I don't want to say that shocks me at all. I think it's somewhat impressive. So the next bit of hang on. I'm scrolling through to see if anybody was saying anything about the audio skipping at the latter end of the video after I shut down a computer. So a couple more one more bit of news, and then I'll go ahead and wind down. Google has announced the first 100 Project Aura beta testers. Project Aura, the idea of phone blocks being put into use. So we'll see if this goes anywhere. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's going to rule the roost. I don't know if you and me are necessarily the users for something like a Project Ara. It'll be fascinating to see if it takes off. The idea of being able to update your phone or components within your phone, these modular components on the fly, potentially more cost-effective. Potentially. I don't know. I haven't used one yet. I couldn't tell you. But if you wanted a better camera, you put the better camera module. You want a bigger battery. Most of the phone could be the battery. So you could configure the phone according to what you might need. But as I said, I just don't know if I'm necessarily... I'm the target market for it, or you might not be either. I mean, the idea is that you can go up to a kiosk at the mall, press a couple buttons, and bam, here's the phone for you that you asked for. Good idea. And I'm glad to see Google's moving forward with the idea of Project Ara. Not tried it, can't pass judgment, but it looks absolutely fascinating. Today's Q&A with you and me is me addressing the question if I learned anything at my first job. And I did. I learned some lessons, and I'll be happy to be sharing those thoughts today in the patron-exclusive video. I do 5 Q&A with you and me every day. 4 of them are exclusive to patrons. 1 is public. You've already had your public one this week, but the exclusive ones are well, the patrons get to enjoy them. Even Friday's the July 4th thing, right? Is that Friday? Okay, well, I don't know when July 4th is. But it's coming up, and we still... Wednesday, July 2nd, Thursday, July 3rd. Friday, July 4th, yes, I will be live streaming the AMA with USA stuff. Maybe I should USA face paint, hun. No, you know what? I don't want to do face painting too frequently, because that kind of hurts my eyes and my delicate skin. So... thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks again for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, becoming a patron, watching even more of our videos right now on this channel or the other one. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being you. Hope you have a good day. I really do. And hope you come back to see us soon. You hear? That's it. I'm going to leave you to your own devices. We'll see you later.